We now return to Let's Play Cities Skylines. So I have figured out what is wrong with my city. First of all, you might notice that I have neglected to put a way out of the city. This is actually not the problem. The problem is a mod conflict. Rush Hour does not like realistic population. I can only imagine, since it started triggering during the night cycle, that the realistic population mod kind of clamps down on your population, and then Rush Hour, which is meant to clamp down on it even more, has just totally killed it. And I actually did sit here and run, I mean, I reverted the save file back to this, but I let it run for a while and get back into the day, and it still didn't solve it. So I started turning off mods, and I finally found what the problem was. And so I can either play with Rush Hour or with the population mod. So I've decided to turn off Rush Hour. We'll keep the population mod. I don't know how that's going to affect the various things, because the whole reason I got it was so that we could kind of regulate the usage of all of our utilities. However, the game doesn't seem to mind that, whether I have that mod installed or not, so I don't think it'll hurt to turn it off. Anyway, off camera, I have done a little bit of erasing out here. I've kind of fixed this a little bit so it's more in proportion on the curve, and I'm actually going to change this roadway or add to it. You know, I don't actually need to be paused for this. Let's turn it back on, and eventually we will see that there is a little bit of demand that will return. So I'm actually going to split this, and I've decided I'm also going to be splitting the blocks again. So I'll bring that back, and I guess we'll just go straight across. Okay. Now that is going to be a little bit weird here, but I think with a one-way going through here, and just a turn lane going off onto that, I think we'll be fine. So yes, I was going to start splitting blocks so that I can fit a lot more people in, and I think that's going to be integral to actually maximizing, especially since the mods that I'm using kind of hurt me a lot on the population. I'm going to need to increase that. Let's fill in these and make sure. Now this, I don't even know if that's actually going to go anywhere. So, problem, I've put my school there. The school needs to be moved. I guess I can just go over just a little bit. I mean, the whole idea was to make sure it's getting all of those corners up there. I guess it's not really going to matter, though. It looks like it will get there. These ones. If it doesn't, well, I'll just have to work on getting the other side. Now, if I am actually going to put some population, I think that'll work. We can just move it over a titch. That's fine. And then we can start putting in some roads again. I mean, I kind of like the idea of the squares, but really it's just a lot of wasted real estate that I did not really know how to use. So I'm going to have to be careful here, because now I'm going to have some excessive roads that I don't really really want to be tied into my pattern. But I just decided to start fixing this stuff off camera just because I didn't think it would be very interesting to see me fuss with that again for who knows how long. I think it's going to have to come out a little bit longer. Okay, that looks good. Maybe. Let's pull it back just a little bit. See, this is exactly what I wanted to avoid. That looks kind of okay. Maybe a little bit further back. Okay, maybe it actually does have to come out. To get that sharp angle in there... Okay, I think that's what we'll have to do there. And then, yeah, you know what, we'll just make this all residential. Even though with these little 1s and 2s that's not really going to go very well, but whatever. It's already watered. So, now, yeah, we can see that finally demand is coming back in. Things have been building up, so I have fixed it. However, we may as well go ahead and fix this too. Let's go ahead and just stretch that out to the end there. Oh, I don't want you actually on the curve. There. And then we'll get a one-way and we'll bend that in. Now I need to make sure I'm getting you right about there. And I need to make sure that that is going proper direction. There. We now have an exit to the city. Good. Well, no, okay, they don't need to. I'm actually kind of concerned about them possibly wanting to get down here. I don't know why they would. Industry kind of really should only be going out that way. But they really have no way to get on here unless they come down here to what will eventually be the roundabout. Okay, so let's pop this up again a little bit. Pop up the speed. Now, I killed off a lot of my population. I think when I started I have 700, but we're making some money, so the money will come back in. I imagine the people will come back in, provided they have a place to live. There are a few places yet to live. I don't have access to parks, but I may want to get started on that early. Now, I say that, but we are very far away from even 1,000 people, so I think there's going to have to be more development made, and I don't know that I actually intended for you to pop up, did I? Kind of wanted something away from this. I can at least put you in, and then I think this I might just want commercial. Actually, for this I think we can also put in some residentials, and we might have to start cutting blocks in half. Over here. There we go. So that looks like that'll do it. How is that side? Oh, because of the road, right? Well, that does screw that up just a little bit, doesn't it? I mean, it should be okay. No, that is the opposite of okay. That was an accident. So if I move it over, we're shrinking the houses. So where was the... okay, it was right there. There. So now this road might be a little bit of a problem, because this is going to go parallel with that road. We're going to have an awful lot of stops, especially if I upgrade this. So that could possibly be an issue. Oh, there was another thing I wanted to do. So this issue of the 3 turning into eventually 2, I can just cut it off right here and have this be the turn lane that goes up to there, and then this we will actually upgrade to... I think I was just looking at it. Yeah, this one. There we go. So now that'll shrink down properly, and this will become a turn-only lane, and we've solved the problem. Which means that on this side, I'm going to have a road probably angling in here to come in and get me that third branch. I think that'll be just fine. I guess we'll have to have a turn lane. Now, here's the issue. We're not going to see this for a while, but I've got a lot of stoplights all along here, and we've got some commercial demand coming in. So let's get that going. I guess we can have a little corner store here, or I might be able to leave like room for a park or something, because I don't really want people like stopping and parking right there. And is there a one way with like I think maybe these with like grass and whatever. I don't want people parking here, so we'll have to upgrade them to that. And actually, I think this in particular will be upgrading to this 3, at least for this little portion. That way I can turn 1 into a turn lane, they can go off that way, and then this will be a 2 lane, one way up there. That'll kind of prevent... I mean, it's unnecessary because they'll just use the left lane as a turn. And it is going to create a little bit of weirdness for these people who are going to have a hard time getting back to their homes, but it's okay. They'll be able to circle around this way. And what is... oh, that's a scooter. Okay. Right. I did not put down... wow, we've actually got a little bit more demand than I was expecting. You know what? I didn't need to do that, because I was actually cutting these in half, wasn't I? Whatever. So... well, shit, let's just put it back then. I guess that is the proper position for that as well. Although if I was gonna make it kind of jut out here, I can still do some weird little half block with that, make something out of it. Commercial. Commercial all the way? No, because this is not going to be... I don't want this to be one of those zones. So it'll be kind of just all the way... Well, let's make sure we're getting the road spacing in there, because I don't want that to be demolished. Just bring that forward a little bit. Okay, money, people... Not people so much. Really, actually not too many people. Commercial is building up, but the demand for actual people is not increasing at all. So maybe even that mod is hurting me too much. It's going to be a while otherwise to get there. But, I mean, there's only a slight demand for the residential. It is growing a little bit, but we're going to cap out on the commercial. So maybe I've only stretched this just a little bit further than it was ever going to go. Nope, we got some big residential coming back in. Okay, so it does look like the city is living again. We've resuscitated it. Everything's fine. Worthy Village, finally. Okay, back to districts, policies, the loans, police and fire. Now we can start doing specialization, have policies, police stations and firehouses. Okay, I imagine that'll help out a little bit. What's the fire situation? That's probably the first one we want to go with, right? Noise pollution. Yeah, noise pollution for these people. Actually, we might want to do something with that since they're being sucked into that terrible noise pollution. These will always be kind of low. Did I, in the other city, did I have that, or did I have the... I think I might have actually had commercial right up along the edge there. But maybe what I can do instead is just kind of skip over it. Like, I could get rid of the homes and just have, like, trees and maybe parks and plazas and just use that as kind of like the... And then maybe have, like, I could have a, like a walking path or a biking path go along there. It's kind of like the in-between. Yeah, maybe we'll do that. Let's go ahead, before anyone else gets in there and I have to evict them, let's kill those ones. I'll leave them there for now until I'm ready. I don't even think I have access to the biking paths, do I? No. So we'll have to wait until I get access. But for now, I'll just keep these people here and I'll use them for their tax revenue. We appear to be going down a little bit again. Let's spruce that up. People are already parking on the streets, but they are at least using this for this small little bit here. And that is some wiggy parking going on in there. It's like a sinkhole in the parking lot. Okay, well, what to do now? See, we got to do this a little bit slow, and we're having electricity issue. Finally, electricity issue. I mean, not that that's a joyous event, but easy to fix. I would, when I expand out here, I would love to make this wind farm island, because that is perfect, and as you see, for the wind, actually, where is it? There's actually, here it is, this one, yeah. So, I mean, it's just perfect for wind. It's nice and strong in the... Although, wait a minute, what does that even mean? Why would those be different? I guess that just means that the wind turbines are doing fine there. Are they? I mean, they're that color blue. Does that even change? This is kind of like the selected building color, though, isn't it? Whatever. Set districts. Right, yes. So, actually, instead of putting that down, I probably could have saved myself a little bit by putting in a policy. Although, with that kind of money, I don't know. We will, however, put down a district. You know what? May as well just paint the whole damn thing, because I want it to have sort of the universal, and I can always change the policy. And do that. Sterling Hills, I will have to change that eventually. Let's put in a policy for power usage, and just power usage for now. Let's see what that does to my finances. People do want to come in. People really want to come in. Awesome. So, let me just see here. My money's going down. That policy, you gotta be kidding me. This is because of the policy that this is happening. Where's it gonna bottom out? That seems broken. Okay, we're gonna turn you off. That seems incredibly broken that it takes me down that much. 5 for each building? Uh-oh. Okay, so we got a few problems here. We got an issue with trash and an issue now with crime, strangely. I guess we do have a little bit of crime. So obviously, in order to be able to afford police and fire, we're not going to be able to have any policies right now. We're just going to have to deal with a line of windmills and just keep building the energy. Okay, so where do I want my police? My police, actually, I could probably put those along the... No, see now, if I'm going to use this as a biking path or a walking path, I can't put anything back here. But I don't really want it on the main drag either. Just because. It just causes problems. I guess maybe put it closer. If I put it over here, it'll take care of this side, but then again, we'll have one probably on this side anyway. So if I move it kind of in here, I can't really see anywhere else. I mean, it would actually just kind of fit here, wouldn't it? I'm trying to get it, that road, though, to... This would at least allow me to do some policing for the industry up there as well. This is fairly decent coverage. You know what? I guess we'll just have it here. That seems a little too central, but at the same time, it's right next to the big road. Fine. I destroyed 5 little somethings when I put that down, though. I don't know how many things got deleted there. And then we need the firehouse, because this is about to be a massive issue. I mean, not really. No one's burned down yet, but, you know, why wait? Actually, could we put it, like, over here? I mean, I don't know what that gains me by putting it over here, just because it's actually a little bit far away from all this stuff. I should really have it kind of on this outside road, but then it's not connected to the actual residential area. So this is probably the best location. Seems to get everybody in this neighborhood. I'll need a name for this neighborhood. Works there. And then, of course, garbage. Now, I don't have access to any of this stuff. I could let the timer, or the bank balance run until I could afford one of these. I guess it would have to be this one. 75. 45. I could do this. Thing is, though, these are slow. And if I look at... This takes no electricity, and it puts out electricity. Puts out 24 megawatts. How much do these put out? 8. So it would put out almost as much as what I've got right now. So I'd basically be doubling. This is much cheaper, though. Well, for water, but yes, also for upkeep. So that's the thing. I don't know. Do I want an incinerator? I probably want an incinerator with recycling yards as a secondary, because I mean, these process so much more, and they probably process it a lot faster too. Noise pollution. I don't understand that. I mean, I've been to a recycling yard. It's not that noisy outside of the building. Inside, yes, but outside? Don't see why that would be. Well, obviously the incinerator is the better choice, but I mean, this is the advanced one. A regular incinerator would be better. It's going to take me forever to get it, though. So the compromise would be the recycling center. I guess we'll have to take a landfill And then just as a stopgap measure, and then we'll do the whole empty thing. May as well put it back out here by the ugly industry because that's where it's gonna go. Okay, well, fine. So I've used up all my excess amount of money, but things have hopefully been improved. We do not have healthcare yet, but we've got some level ups, which is nice. So more money my way. Let's look at the budgeting for garbage trucks. Probably does not need to be that high, right? 5 out of 15. Let's take it down to 75% as... Oh. You know, I just realized I was underfunding my electricity. So I didn't even really have to go to the trouble of being an idiot. And, we can probably clamp down on the water, though. As far as availability and usage. No? Did that just have a... Did you just see that? Did we just have a slight hitch with that? Looked like all the pipes suddenly went wiggy. I mean, we still got enough, though, so I'm okay with this. But yeah, I could have just cranked up the power usage, and we wouldn't have had to worry about that. And now we got massive demand for residential. This time I am going to pause because I'm going to take... actually, I'm going to take a break. I'll go ahead and end this one here, and next time we'll start on maybe this side, or start pulling down. See, I don't want to start pulling this, though, because that's going to cost me a lot of money, and I'm not going to be using it. Although, I could get that roundabout started and at least bring it to there. And then maybe we'd see some of that being used, and then maybe I could extend to this side instead of over here. I would actually kind of like to finish off this section of town, though, just so I have an idea of what's going in there, and I need to figure out what I'm going to do with this. I still want to cut a road through there, but still, this is... I mean, I want to get the industry switched over. Speaking of, I do actually have that. So we'll switch over our ugly industry as well. That'll be good. Okay, yeah, lots of good things to do next time.